Hello friends and happy Sunday. I have a few books that I want to share with you, and also I got a couple things in the mail that I want to share with you as well. So first, I want to share with you these awesome postcards that Raleigh and I got. Look at this one is from Gettysburg Park. This is the high water, sorry for the glare. This is the high water mark monument at Gettysburg National Military Park. And the second one is Gettysburg National Military Park. Also, look at how pretty that is. Here's another one, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Look at this one. Here's a really cool monument. And the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. And Raleigh and I got all of those postcards from Mama Four's son, Marmar. Her oldest son went on a trip with other students. I think she said there was going to be about 80 in the group. And they went and did a tour. And this is just awesome. And then we got all of these lovely postcards. Thank you so much, Marmar. Back of the postcards say, have a great day because you guys are awesome, with thanks from Marmar. I had a lot of fun. And so we are just so happy to hear about his trip. He made a video. You'll have to go watch it. He talked a little bit about what he did on his trip. And we are just so happy to hear about his trip. When I was in the classroom, my friend Jamie and I would take our kids to, our 8th graders, to Washington, D.C. and to New York. And for many of them, it was their first time going. And we were just so happy to be able to take the students and their parents for such an awesome adventure, and always encourage them to go back when they were older and to see what else was new and to learn about our nation's history. So we are just so happy, and thank you, Marmar. Also in the mail, I got this card on Saturday. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and for your caring. Oh, that is such a great card. It says, you are a great example of everything that's right with the world. And so this card is from Lila, Lila Scruffy. She has a channel, and also this was in there as well. A beautiful offering to Mary prayer, a prayer card, which is beautiful. Lila's taking a break on her channel. She'll probably be back, I think she said the end of September. And so I just have been emailing her and sending her a couple little cards just to check in on her. And so she's thanking me for that. And just we're going to keep in touch between now and September by mail. So this is really fun too. In the back of her envelope, she put some donuts. Woohoo! Love donuts. All right. Thank you very much, Lila. I really appreciate that. And then I want to share with you these 3 books that I have in front of me. This one, 365 Days of Art, a creative exercise for every day of the year by Lorna Scoble. I actually saw this book for the first time when I had gone to the Getty Museum with one of my friends and her daughter. Her daughter had a project to do. And so the Getty Museum has a gift shop. And this book was in it. And so I just took a picture of the cover, and then I came back to Barnes & Noble to get the book because with Barnes & Noble, I can get the book, which is normally $19.99, and I ended up getting it for $15.99 with the educator's discount. So when you open up the book, it says, "Welcome to 365 Days of Art. The purpose of this book is to discover and rekindle a love of art by embarking on a creative project every day. This is a book for anyone who has a desire to create. Whether you have a passion for drawing but can never find the time to do it, you feel too intimidated or busy to take part in a class, or are simply just unsure of where to start." And that's me. 365 Days of Art helps you to nurture your creative skills in a journal that you can keep as a record of your progress. And then lots of other information, which I won't read. And then there's some numbers in here, so you can cross off all of the days that you do something in the book. Materials, it talks to you about different pencils and pens that you can use as well. And I'm not really sure yet what I'm going to be using. I still have to think about that. It tells you can use colored pencils or watercolor paints, brush pens, so lots of other information in there. A1 says color or create a pattern. And then it gives you that so you can start with the pattern. And then day 2 says turn these paint splotches into animals. And it gives you lots of different paint splotches to do. And then day 3, it says when drawing outside, you could choose to focus on particular elements of a building, perhaps a shape of the rooftop or the edge of a building against the blue sky. Add your own building to the sky on the next page. So there you go, drawing some buildings there. And number 4 says fill the page with swatches of color. That will be fun. And then number 5 says color in the fruit, but try not to use the correct colors, so challenge your mind. So those are the first 5 days, and I think I'm going to really enjoy this. I'm not an artist by any means, but I think this will kind of bring out my creative spirit a little bit and help me start thinking and using some fun materials to start being creative. So I'm going to start that book. The next book I want to share with you is this book called Forming Intentional Disciples, The Path to Knowing and Following Jesus by Sherry Waddell. The reason why I bought this book was, do you remember a couple of weeks ago, I went on retreat up to Three Rivers, and Monsignor Griesbach, actually the talks that he gave came from this book. I talked to him before I left, and he said, this is where my talks and my ideas came from. And so the table of contents, chapter 1, God has no grandchildren. Chapter number 2, we don't know what normal is. Chapter number 3, the fruit of discipleship. Chapter 4, grace and the great quest. And chapter 5, thresholds of conversion. Can I trust you? And then it goes on. There's 12 chapters. And then on page 256 is about the author. And the author's name, Sherry Waddell, it says that she created the first charism discernment process specifically designed for Catholics in 1993. She co-founded and serves as co-director of the Catherine of Siena Institute, an affiliated international ministry of the Western Dominican province. So, and a little bit more about her as well. So I'm looking forward to starting to read that this week. I bought this at Barnes & Noble when I was there. Actually picking up the art book, and so this book was one of the books on the staff recommended shelf. When you're in Barnes & Noble, do you ever go over to the staff picks and look? Our Barnes & Noble has probably at least 40 books always chosen by staff, and so this one is a New York Times best-selling author, Timothy Keller, and the book is called Finding God in the Modern World, Making Sense of God. And so let's see. The contents, part 1, why does anyone need religion? Part 2, religion is more than you think it is. And then it's divided up into chapters. And then part 3, Christianity makes sense. And the preface, the faith of the secular. And I won't read that, but basically on the back it says, we live in an age that values reason, the evolution of human progress, and the right for all to choose their own most authentic expression of meaning, purpose, and joy. So does the notion of a God or a higher power make sense? Do faith and religion offer anything of value at all to the modern world? And then there's a little bit more right here. So I think I'm going to probably start reading this one first. I'm not sure. I'm going to read the first chapter and see which one of these I want to read first. The audiobook that I am listening to right now is called How to Walk Away by Catherine Center. So far, so great on that book. I think I'm on chapter 4. And it's very much keeping my interest. So I would recommend that so far as well. What are you reading? Let me know. What are you going to be reading this summer? What are you enjoying? I hope that whatever you're doing today, you're finding time to read and maybe write in your journal, and definitely spend time doing things you love with people you love. Bye-bye.
I've been to Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania, Gettysburg. I've been to, we went to museums. First up, Washington, D.C. We went to museums, the mall. That's it. Which the bus was cool. They had a TV, had some TVs, charger outlets, a bathroom, and the seats can lay back. But I didn't lay my seat back because I had 2 seats to myself. When we got to Washington, D.C., it was raining for 2 days. And I bought this and these.